public hearing of the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners to order. This public hearing is concerning the intent of the Board of Commissioners of the Wheaton Park District, DuPage County, Illinois, to adopt a budget appropriation ordinance for the period beginning January 1, 2021 and ending December 31, 2021. I'll take the roll. Commissioner Vires.
Here.
Commissioner Morrill.
Here.
Commissioner Hodgkinson.
Here.
Commissioner Fahey.
Here.
President Mee.
Here.
So if I may provide a summary of the public hearing topic. And I think it'd probably be best just for the record, in opening the public hearing, to simply read the appropriated amounts, the budget and appropriated amounts across funds. Wheaton Park District Budget Appropriation Proposal for fiscal year January 1, 2021 through December 31, 2021. For the general fund, a budget figure of $4,635,876, an appropriation amount of $5,563,051. For the recreation fund, a budget amount of $8,642,189, an appropriation amount of $10,370,627. Special Recreation Fund, a budget amount of $825,831, an appropriation amount of $990,997. For the Museum Fund, a budget amount of $1,434,352, with an appropriation amount of $1,721,222. The Insurance Liability Fund, a budget amount of $626,518, an appropriation amount of $751,821. The Audit Fund, a budget amount of $26,664, an appropriation amount of $31,997. For the FICA Fund, a budget amount of $615,198, an appropriation amount of $738,237. The IMRF Fund, a budget amount of $783,414, an appropriation amount of $940,097. Debt Service Fund, a budget amount of $4,449,449, an appropriation amount of $5,339,339. Health Fund of $1,405,131, an appropriation of $1,686,157. The Capital Projects Fund, a budget of $2,066,731, an appropriation amount of $2,480,077. The Golf Fund, budget amount of $8,658,939, with an appropriation amount of $10,390,726. And finally, the Information Technology Fund of budgeted amount of $517,078, an appropriation amount of $620,494,000. For a net budget figure, less interfund transfers of $33,235,231 budgeted and $39,882,278 appropriated.
Thank you, Mike. Appears we have no public comment today. Any commissioner comment?
I just like to clarify, under the Special Recreation Fund, Mike, the budgeted amount was $825,831?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? I have none. Mike, I think we can adjourn.
Well, the question, if I may, in the past, and I do not believe we did this last year, but for many years prior, the Park Board had chosen to recess the public hearing to the November meeting. There is no requirement to do so, and the past boards had done so for the purpose of seeing if there were any possible further public input at the subsequent meeting. I will say that last year you did approve the budget and appropriation ordinance in November, which tells me you did close the public hearing in October. So just wanted to remind the board that you have the ability to keep it open. You also have the ability to close it. Should it become the board's will to actually adopt the budget and appropriation ordinance in November, you would need to close the public hearing today. So it's your choice. Leave it open for another month or close it today. is entirely up to the will of the board.
I have no thoughts about not closing it. Anybody else want to keep it open?
My question would be, can we make changes to what's the budget amount if we close today?
Yes.
All right.
But you would still have to pass the budget ordinance next time if you close it tonight.
Yeah, so if you close tonight, you need to approve in November. That's a must. We must approve in November? Okay. If you keep it open, you push to December.
Or you could have a special meeting. You'd have to do it within 30 days.
Thank you, Rita, for the reminder.
So we couldn't make any changes to the budget if we were to close the hearing?
No, you can make changes. She was just saying that if you closed it today, you had to adopt in November, and you can make changes if you
But you have
close
to
it.
make the changes within the next 30 days. And
All right.
As a result of the November subcommittee budget meeting, if changes occur and you have closed this public hearing, that's perfectly fine to pass those changes at the November regular meeting.
Okay, fine by me.
Fine. Everybody good with closure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Jane?
Yeah, do you want a motion?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll move to close this, what do you call it, a hearing or?
This is a public hearing.
Public hearing for the month of October to give an opportunity for comments or changes to be made, and that we readdress it at the November meeting?
So you want to close it, or you want to recess to November?
It's just a motion to close at this point in time, Jane. That's it.
Oh, well, then I'll make a motion to close.
That was easy.
Is there a second?
Are you seconding that, someone?
I'll second it.
We have a motion to close the public hearing by Commissioner Hodgkinson and a second by Commissioner Morrill. Mike?
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Mee? Public hearing is closed.
Yes. All right. Mike, would you call the regular meeting of the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners for October 21, 2020 at 5 p.m. to order?
Yes, sir. Roll call. Commissioner Vires?
Here.
Commissioner Morrill?
Here.
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Here.
Commissioner Fahey?
Here.
President Mee?
Yes.
Thank you.
Apparently, we have no presentations and no community input, so I believe we can get right into the consent agenda. If anyone has any desire to remove any of the items, please say so. Otherwise, I'll read them into the record, and I'll ask for a motion. Anyone want anything removed? All right, we've got the consent.
I'm sorry. We do need to remove item C. I'm sorry, I was.
Okay, that's right, we don't have
We
those.
I did not complete the editing of those subcommittee minutes from last week.
Yep,
So
my
we'll
error
push
for not
those
catching
to next month.
Thanks, Mike. So we're down to two items. Item A, approval of the disbursements totaling $908,236.44 for the period beginning September 9, 2020 and ending October 13, 2020, and B, approval of September 16, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Who was that, Kelly?
Vires and Fahey.
Vires and Fahey. All right, we got a motion by Vires and a second by Fahey. Mike?
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to new business item number 1. Need a motion pertaining to the bid results and recommendation for the issue of approximately $1,803,588 in general obligation limited tax park bonds, Series 10, 2020.
If I may interrupt, we do have the final figures, and it was given, an updated agenda was put on your desk with the final figures because of the bid taking place yesterday, and we now have the exact amount of the issuance. So for the record, that motion would be for a motion to accept from the institution for $1,816,782.
Sorry, I missed that. Is anyone prepared to make that motion, with the bid award?
Again, the updated motion is on the new agenda that was placed at your station this evening.
So moved.
I think we need to read the entire motion in, John, I'm sorry.
Okay, then I'll do it. So move to approve the bid from People's National Bank of Kewanee, Illinois, at an interest rate of 0.74% for the issue of $1,816,782 general obligation limited tax park bonds, Series 2020.
Second.
We have a motion by Vires and a second by Morrill. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
We do have Anthony Maselli from Spear Financial, if it pleases the board, under discussion. If he has any comments, if there are none, that's fine too, but the floor would be yours if you wanted to update the board. Thank you.
So, real quick, People's National Bank, new bidder for us, but they came in with a really aggressive bid at a .74. Lowest in recent memory, lowest that I've seen this year. And just one thing I'll mention is that I know usually we see you guys in November to do this, try to get closing a little bit closer to the bonds, the alternate revenue source bonds that we're paying off. The thought this year is with the election and some uncertainty around the corner, and also because rates are so low right now, we just moved that up a month, and I think the .74 rate really showed that paid off for you guys.
Thanks for your work on it.
Absolutely.
Any questions for Anthony?
The advice from our financial advisor continues to be superior. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony.
Keep doing the job.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to stay for the entire meeting, you're welcome to do so.
I would take the roll at this time. Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to item number 2, need a motion to adopt bond ordinance number 2020-04, general obligation limited tax park bond series 2020 in the amount of $1,816,782.
Again, a complete recitation of the motion would be
Correct.
Appropriate.
That's what we're looking for. Anybody
Okay, I move
prepared?
to adopt bond ordinance number 2020-04, general obligation limited tax park bonds, Series 2020, to providing for the issue of $1,816,782 general obligation limited tax park bonds, Series 2020, for the payment of land condemned of purchase for parks, for the building, maintaining, improving, and protecting of the same and the existing land and facilities of the district, for the payment of outstanding bonds of the district, providing for the levy of a direct annual tax to pay the principal and interest on said bonds, and authorizing the sale of said bonds to the purchaser thereof.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Vires and a second by Hodgkinson. Do we have any comments, questions, or concerns from the board? Hearing none, Mike?
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to item number 3, need a motion to adopt resolution 2020-04.
I'll move to approve Resolution 2020-04, authorizing the estimate of the annual aggregate levy in compliance with the Truth in Taxation Law.
Second.
Motion by Fahey and a second by Morrill. Any comments, questions, or concerns from the board? Hearing none, Mike?
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to agenda item number 4, need a motion to adopt ordinance 2020-03.
I move to approve the disposal and sale of personal property owned by the Wheaton Park District. That is ordinance 2020-03.
Second.
Is that Vires?
Yep.
We have a motion by Fahey and a second by Vires, and that itemization of the property is contained in the packet for anybody that, in the public that wishes to take a look at it. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Mike?
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to item number 5, need a motion to approve the Arrowhead Golf Club food supply bid for 2020 and 2021. Anyone?
Yeah, I'll move that we approve the bids from the vendors listed in the agenda. Can we do that without reading them all?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
You betcha.
Second.
Oh, you are smart. That's why I was holding off.
That's
I think that's why everybody was holding off.
We've never read them in the past, so motion by Kelly and a
I think
second.
we did last year, though, actually. I think you did.
I don't think so.
I
Motion
know-
by
I know
Kelly
you did.
and a second by Vires. And yes, for those bidders and vendors and so on and so forth, again, there's a itemization listed in the packet for anybody that's interested. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Mike?
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to item number 6. Need a motion to approve the Arrowhead Golf Course chemical bids for 2021.
Yeah, I'll move that we approve the purchase and the bids as listed in the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Kelly and a second by Fahey. Any comments, questions, or concerns from the board? Mike?
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Item number 7. Need a motion to approve the Arrowhead Golf Club 2021 golf rates.
I'll move to approve an increase in greens fees for 50 cents per 9 holes for the 2021 golf season.
Second.
That would be a motion by Vires and a second by Hodgkinson. Any questions, comments, or concerns from the board? Mike?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Moving on to item number 8, the issue of the Central Athletic Center ice rinks. Before we get into motions, I would just like to say that with some recent reports of, the increase in the positivity rate in at least DuPage County, and the restrictions that are being imposed on our food and beverage operation for interior service starting this Friday, I want to put a question to Mike with the idea that at least the news reports are that there may be some further restrictions forthcoming. So, Mike, is this something that we have to decide upon tonight?
I think it all depends on when you want to have whatever incarnation of ice the board approves set up. The typical setup for both ice rinks is 3 weeks of setup and then a 4th week of ice buildup until we're ready to skate. So as an example, in the past, it's always been our goal to be open, weather permitting, of course, the week of Thanksgiving break for the kids. So we had typically started, 4 weeks out from that point in time. So no, you don't have to take action on a decision on what configuration of ice, as was discussed last week at the subcommittee meeting, the board wants to approve and related to the pandemic. But you'll be delaying when we can set it up. If you might recall, the first year we purchased the ice based on the delivery time, we weren't set up until after the first of the year, which shaved a good month and some change off of the season that we had available to us. And finally, just as a reminder, if you do choose to direct me to have the ribbon incarnation set up, the one sheet, there would be an advance, the lead time of 4 to 6 weeks, I believe is in the report, to receive that equipment. And then it would be another 3 to 4 weeks from there if you wanted to. So the short answer to your question is no, you don't have to do anything tonight, but you are delaying the installation of whatever version of ice you want to install.
Another question before we move on, Mike. If the board chose to go with the staff recommendation of option 3 and the ribbon, it would seem to me that a simple consensus by the board to purchase the materials in advance would take care of that, right?
Can we get a motion before we start discussion on this? Would that be okay?
We can. I'm asking Mike a question. Then we can go into motions. Is that correct, Mike, or not?
Well, the amount of money, if I were directed to install that sheet of ice, the amount of money that it would require, I believe, I'm pulling up the report here, I believe it's in the vicinity of $9,000. It's certainly within my wheelhouse for making a purchase without, getting the board's formal approval.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
John, did you wish to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion to instruct staff to take option 1 that is laid out in the agenda for setting up the ice rinks for use this year.
Second.
So we have a motion by Vires and a second by Fahey. Comments, questions, or concerns from the board?
I have a clarification. With that option 1, I make a suggestion within the report about how it is we would manage the ice. Is that management structure that I suggested, if that were the configuration included with this motion?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And Mike, you want to reiterate what that is?
Yeah, as soon as I put my eyes on the report. If this option were to be selected, our recommendation would be to post appropriate educational signage highlighting the higher risk nature of contact hockey games, to attempt to comply with the Illinois All Sports Guidelines instead of getting into regular conflict trying to manage behavior. We will not require staff to intervene if people choose to play contact hockey on the stick and puck rink. Staff will continue to intervene during supervised hours when hockey players attempt to take over the public skate or no stick and puck rink.
Thanks, Mike. Comments, questions, or concerns from the board?
Mike, I just want to confirm that that option is in compliance with current state regulations, correct?
What I'll say is that option is consistent with how we're managing our parks right now. We are not going out into the parks and demanding people stay 6 feet apart and wear masks. We are not going into the parks and demanding people not play contact sports, even though the state of Illinois says they should not be played.
No, my question was the signage that is included in option 1 that we're going to post is the signage just saying that you can do what's allowed by the...
The signage will indicate exactly what the all sports guidelines state, which is that contact hockey should not be played.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. Mike, if the state changes their guidelines between now and Thanksgiving or whenever, what options would we have about having the ice or having the hockey rink?
Well, we would have, if the state changed or made it more restrictive in that we were not able to legally operate the ice rinks, we would simply, we'd simply turn off the chillers and they would, with the weather, they would melt. And we would certainly do our best to caution tape and fence off the rinks if it were illegal for people to use them based on the Illinois state mandates that may or may not come. So it'd be as simple as turning the chillers off and restricting access. However, if there were, I think, as you all know, if there is ice made, regardless of a sign up saying "Don't skate here," people will skate there. So we would have to remove the ice by turning off the chillers, which is easy to do.
Ray?
My only comment would be that I don't believe that kids are just going to do non-contact stick and puck. They're going to be pickup games from day one, the minute they can get out there and do that. And it's going to be hockey, whether it's organized or disorganized. It's going to be kids and young adults getting together to play. And I think it does go against the state of Illinois Department of Health rules. I just don't see where our putting a sign up, anybody's going to follow it. I've had 3 experiences just in the last week from the last subcommittee meeting that we had where I supported this concept, where I'm convinced that young adults and teens just don't get it. And this is going to be, I just think, a problem for us. We certainly can't monitor it. We're not going to be able to supervise it because it will become a real nightmare, I think, for everybody. So I won't support that. I would support the alternate option 1, get the ice rink up and going. let's hold off on the hockey rink. You can get the hockey rink going quick enough if things settle down, but my opinion at this point in time is the option one is not the best option. Option one with the alternate is a way to go, get us ready and get us in a position where if things turn around, then we can at least be providing service to the community. So that's just my opinion. I'm probably in the minority. I don't doubt it. I usually am, but that's okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah, well, I'm in favor of the setup as it stands in option one, and that is with both rinks. And I believe this is what we talked about in our subcommittee meeting. And so I'm in favor with moving forward with both rinks.
Jane, anything else? John?
Nope.
As I stated at the subcommittee meeting, we have been in conformance and adherence and been supportive of the IDPH guidelines, up to this date, including not opening the pools, for the health reasons, that have been well documented, and right now we have even what seems to be an exacerbated situation. The positivity rate has been reported to increase significantly. We have now been touched with some restrictions pertaining to our Arrowhead Golf Club restaurant and beverage service, and it's all about health at this point in time. It seems to me that it's not a responsible position by us, to open up the ice rink to a sport that's been identified by the IDPH as high risk, and that's high risk for illness. So I'm not going to support this. I think we have some alternatives here. I think that we do have the opportunity to wait and not make a decision tonight. So I'm going to fault in favor of health versus, a portion of our community that simply wants to play hockey. Anyone else?
Hold on. I'd like to make a comment, yeah. First of all, we're still going to be seating diners outdoors at Arrowhead, is that correct, Mike?
Not interior.
That outdoors.
Is the ice rink interior?
Yes, on the patio within the tent area.
It's going to be outside seating is going to be allowed for people to sit out and
That is still
eat,
allowed.
right?
That is
Correct?
still allowed by the state of
Are
Illinois.
ice rinks outdoors or are the indoor ice rinks?
They're outdoors.
Outdoor ice rinks. So we can seat diners outdoors, but we can't have puck and stick outdoors. This is not a question about health or not health. This is a question about arbitrary designations at this point. Stick and puck only is what the signage will say. It's outdoors. We're seating people outdoors at Arrowhead to eat, correct?
Yes, sir.
So obviously, Commissioner Vires and I disagree. I do think it's about health, and I think it's just as arbitrary to say, well, let's open it up to hockey. So,
Stick and puck only. That's what the signage says.
John, nobody's going to be there to monitor that. They're going to play hockey. It's that simple.
But Terry,
so are we
when we
are
were
we
forced
voting?
to close the playgrounds, we put signage up to close the playgrounds, and we didn't enforce it. And I'm sure people went to the playgrounds. I see absolutely no difference here. We are going to post signage to follow the rules, and it's just the way it is. That people went to the playgrounds, they went to the playgrounds. And nobody on this board had a cow over the fact that we didn't rope off our playgrounds.
Yeah, I don't see anybody having a cow here. It's just a matter of a difference of opinion.
Well,
So let's take a vote. I mean, that's,
Well, that's where we're going, but, Kevin, let's end the discussion. Does anyone else have any other comments?
no.
Mike, let's take a vote.
Commissioner Vires.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
No.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson.
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey.
yes.
President Mee.
No. Motion passes.
Motion carries.
Moving on to item number 9, need a motion pertaining to the approval of an agreement for information technology cybersecurity.
I'll move to approve information technology cybersecurity with an agreement or for the agreement SCS for 3 penetration tests at $7,500 per annual test.
Second.
We have a motion by Fahey and a second by Morrill. Mike, would you?
Well,
Call the roll, please.
I've got a question.
I'm sorry.
So this is $7,500 per test for 3 years.
We'll do one this year, in 2021, and in 2022. Yes, sir.
Okay, and is it the total 7,500?
No, it's $7,500 times 3 is the total amount of money you're approving.
Yeah, it's still under our limit, so we
Yeah,
can go.
I just wanted to clarify that from what I read. I just wanted to make sure that was.
Anyone else? We'll go with a voice vote, Mike.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Moving on to item number 10, need a motion to approve the quote and contract for the Cosley Zoo fire alarm system.
I'll move to approve Cosley Zoo fire alarm system, the low quote and contract from Imperial Surveillance for fire alarm wiring replacement in the Keebler and Taylor barns at $20,980 plus a 10% contingency.
If I may, I guess we need a second first before I bring it up.
Second.
Okay, if I may, after the subcommittee meeting, and Kevin, I apologize, I should have brought this up before a motion came up. After the subcommittee meeting at which Commissioner Kelly brought up the question and asked for further research into actual code structure related to installing conduit for the additional $8,000 some odd dollars, staff did so. And we had some correspondence with Commissioner Kelly. Staff would like to change their recommendation to not include the conduit, and would instead recommend the cost of $12,860 to install the wiring. No? You want the conduit?
Yes.
It's not required by code, but between staff and the fire chief, they've recommended that it is a better installation with the conduit. So I was kind of back and forth on it a little bit, but, Commissioner Kelly and I did discuss. And
We're back to putting it in. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I seconded it at $20,000. I thought you'd pick up on that.
I clearly was out of the loop on the tail of the tape on those email exchanges. So
No, it was a
forgive me.
conversation Friday afternoon. We were going to need limited conduit anyway to protect the areas that could get damaged, and we were getting down to where we were talking about a few $1,000, and it was like,
Okay.
And the fire department prefers it in conduit, and we don't have to worry about any animals that might get in the barn that might chew on the wire, so we changed and said, you know what, this is not the ideal location to go no conduit, like above the ceiling here, which would be a lot.
You can consider me caught up on the matter,
Okay.
and the motion and the second stand.
That's on Rob for not bringing you on.
So we do have a motion by Fahey and a second by Kelly. Any comments, questions, or concerns beyond what we've already had? None? Mike, I think we can go with a voice vote.
Sure. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 11. We need a motion to accept the proposal for the Cosley Zoo parking expansion project.
I'll move to accept the proposal from White Engineering for $24,700 to be funded by the Cosley Foundation.
Second.
Who was that second?
Fahey.
Fahey. A motion by Hodgkinson and a second by Fahey. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Mike, voice vote, please.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 12. Need a motion to accept the bid for fuel supply and delivery.
Yeah, I'll move that we accept the bid from Fleece Oil Company for the Opus rate plus .148 per gallon for the period beginning December 2020 and ending November 2023.
Second.
We have a motion by Kelly and a second by Morrill. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Mike, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vires?
Yes.
President Mee?
Yes. Moving on to item number 13, motion to approve the bids for the Seven Gables Park roof replacement projects.
I'll move to approve the bids from Premier Contractors for a base bid of $33,233.16 and an alternate bid of $3,800.44, plus a 10% contingency for roof replacement projects.
Second.
And I think that was $3,809.44, and we have a motion by Fahey and a second by Hodgkinson. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
Did you say 300? What'd you say?
You missed the nine, Kevin, when you read the motion.
809, thank you.
All right.
Are we using these, I know we use the big barn for storage, cold storage, but are we using the rest for anything?
Yeah, every one of those has something stored in them right now.
Has a value? Has a value to
Yes,
us?
yes.
Yes.
Storage is always at a premium.
Okay.
Anyone else? Mike, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey,
Yes.
Commissioner Vires,
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
Yes.
President Mee.
Yes.
Thank you.
I would look for a two-part motion for the HVAC replacement bids for the Prairie Office Building, one rejecting a bid and one accepting a bid.
So I'll move that we reject the bids, the bid from Air Right as being unresponsive as the bid package was missing multiple documents. And I move that we accept the bid from the second bidder, MG Mechanical Services, in the amount of $29,650 plus a 10% contingency for replacing the HVAC units at the Prairie Office Building.
Second.
Motion by Kelly and a second by Morrill. Any comments, questions, or concerns from the board?
No, I think it's just important to note that the rejection of the bid was reviewed and recommended by legal counsel.
Thank you, John. Mike, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hodgkinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey,
Yes.
Commissioner Vires.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
President Mee.
Yes. Moving on to item number 15. Need a motion to approve a contract for the Rice Pool Filter Room Roof and Water Slide Decks project.
Yeah, I'll move that we accept the proposal from Klein and Hoffman in the amount of $17,000 with a 10% contingency for preparing repair documents to the Rice Filter Room Roof and the Water Slide Decks.
Second.
Motion by Kelly and a second by Vires. Any comments, questions, or concerns from the board? Mike, voice vote, please.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign.
Last,
Motion carries.
thank you. Last agenda item under new business. Item number 16, need a motion to approve the change order for the Prairie Office Building Cosley Zoo Roof Replacement Project.
I'll move to
so moved.
approve change order number 1 with Red Feather for $54,450 deduct from the contract amount.
Second.
So we have a motion by Hodgkinson and a second by Vires, so it's a deduction then. Mike, I think we can go with a voice vote on this, can we not?
Sure. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign.
Thank you
Motion
all.
carries.
Got through that portion of the agenda. Now reports from staff. Mike, you want to lead it off?
We continue to navigate the situation as it relates to programs, facility operations, and public service. And just like to say that I'm continue to be exceedingly proud and impressed with the work being completed by our staff, and appreciate the support that continues to be provided by the Board of Park Commissioners in the execution of our duties during this difficult time. Thank you.
Anyone? No one? Just two comments about the annual report from our athletics department. Thank you for that overview. You know, that's real helpful, at least for me, in seeing what we've done, you know, in this past year. And then that piece on the renovation of the CAC, I think that's not only helpful for us, but I think it's helpful for, the public. And hopefully they looked at it. And regarding staff reports, I did attend our Cosley Pumpkin Fest event at one point in time, a couple weeks ago. Very well done by the Cosley staff. I want to recognize Sue for once again presenting at the AZA virtual conference. Mike, just I'll reiterate that, the staff has done a great job, being creative under difficult conditions. I want to thank Margie and her staff, for keeping the PD, the Park District, out front with all the marketing, pieces that go out, all the email blasts. That's helpful for us and the public to see what the heck is going on. And again, I think, staff has once again risen to the occasion. So thanks, Mike.
Terry, one thing, that you mentioned the CAC.
Yep.
I'd like to thank John and the park staff and the recreation department. That lobby really looks nice. If you haven't been there, just go there and kind of walk around. I just wish you could have done something with the floors in the bathrooms because they still look terrible, but I don't know if you can paint them. I don't know, but
Poured epoxy.
you did a great job with that lobby, and I was impressed. So thank you.
Turned out very well, thank you.
Anything else from our commissioners or staff? If not, motion to adjourn from someone.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Jane? So motion by Hodgkinson and a second by Fahey. Fahey, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
All right.